Some of y'all ladies gonna have to settle. I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but listen, everybody can't have a perfect man out here.
Hey beautiful people, how you are doing today? It's your girl Destiny here and welcome back to my channel. How you are doing? Hope you guys are doing great. So this video is another interesting video as always. You guys know how we do it here, okay? So I think a couple of days ago I posted a video about Amani talks and a black man going back and forth about good is not good enough. How Amani was talking about how she was not going to settle. Remember, if you haven't seen that video, go check out that video, okay? So in this video, another black man has come on the internet to tell ladies that eventually we are going to settle. Those of us that are saying good is not good enough, we're going to settle because there are not enough good men out there. So at the end of the day, we're going to settle to be in a relationship. And that we should stop making settle a bad thing, because it is not. Settling for a relationship or being with a man and being submissive is not a bad word. People are just trying to make the word a bad word, but it's not. It just means that you just have to settle eventually and work with what you get. That there are not enough good men going around. So ladies, you have to settle, okay? And this has struck a bigger conversation for people. So this video, like always, you guys know how we do it here. We split this video into two. So in this video, women are going to react to what he said. Then the part two of it, men are going to react to what he said. So before we get to what the ladies have to say about what he has to say, let's go check out what he said, and we'll come back and talk more, okay?
Listen, some of y'all ladies gonna have to settle. I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but listen, everybody can't have a perfect man out here. It ain't even enough of us around, like, let's be honest. So at the end of the day, we can go ahead and put that 50-50 conversation to rest, because every woman ain't gonna get 80, 20, 100, 0, whatever y'all thinking is going to be 60, 40. Some of y'all going to have to go 50, 50. And shit, y'all might got to go 60, 40 on your end with the man. Just to be happy at the end of the day. Like, let's be realistic. Come on now. Somebody going to have to settle, man. That's all I'm saying. All the straight men that's left in the world, a lot of them is in jail. A lot of them married. What do that leave left? Everybody can't have they cake and eat it too. Like, you can't have the best of the best. Sometimes you got to just go for what you got and be happy and be grateful, because you can have nothing at the end of the day and be miserable. Come on now. J. Cole said, love yours. I got to take this in consideration. Most of y'all are going to have to settle. Most of y'all women are going to have to settle. I'm sorry that this is news. Like, I'm standing on business when it comes to this. Like, I don't know what in y'all right minds, well, y'all wrong minds make y'all think that y'all just gonna find these perfect men that's gonna hit on all cylinders, and they not gonna have flaws that's gonna come out. If you allow a man's flaws and not being perfect to stop you from getting an actual relationship and being happy with somebody, what kind of person are you? Like, what are you even on earth for? Be honest with yourself. Because every human being desires some type of genuine connection with somebody. They do. And if they told you they don't, they're lying. Like, who wants to be by themselves at the end of the day? Unless you was jaded already. And that's where, I think y'all getting things twisted. See, settling doesn't have to be looked at as a bad thing, just like the word submissive. A lot of people don't understand that the word settle is not a bad thing. Settle is just compromising. That's all it is at the end of the day. The words settle and compromise are literally synonyms. Like, I got to take y'all back to school on this. It's not a bad thing to settle. It's realistic, because not everybody's going to hit on all cylinders. That shouldn't stop you from wanting to date, though, because there's nobody perfect out there. Like, let's be realistic about this, guys, and stop getting in our feelings.
I have so much to say, but hold up. Let me know what you think about what he said down in the comment section. If you agree with some of the things he said, if you agree with everything, if you disagree, go down in the comment section and share your thoughts. This got a lot of ladies talking, and a lot of ladies have some, like, generally the internet was an uproar talking about this conversation about women settling. And for me, I find this conversation very interesting. Him talking about how women are going to settle because there are not enough good men out there. But I just feel like some of these men are not getting it. Like, they just don't get the point that some of us actually enjoy being by ourselves rather than being with Dusties. Anyway, I'm going to hold my thoughts here, and let's go check out what the ladies have to say. Then I'll come back later to share more of my thought. But I really find this conversation interesting. Go down in the comment section and share your own thought. Love to know your own thought on this. So let's go check the ladies, and then we'll come back and talk more. Okay.
Listen, some of y'all ladies gonna have to settle. I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but listen, everybody can't have a perfect man out here.
But weren't we being told to pick better men? So it goes from pick better men to now just settle with the men that are here. So he says that there's not even enough perfect men around to satisfy all of us. But he also said, and I quote, "It's beyond us." But let me get this right. It's beyond y'all to do better, to be better, but it's not beyond you to tell us that we need to lower our expectations. If you were a good and honorable man, this video would not have been directed at women. It would have been directed at men. Because the last time I checked, there was a male loneliness epidemic. Single women are fine. He basically said that either we can settle for a man or we can just be alone and miserable for the rest of our lives. I don't know why y'all think being single is bad. Being single is not the end of the world. If anything, it's people getting into relationships and marriages that actually need to be alone because they are not ready for a relationship, let alone marriage. And it's not even just this particular guy making videos like this. There are so many men making videos basically telling us, hey, y'all need to settle. And honestly, it makes y'all look desperate. Y'all are getting on here marketing toxic relationships to us, and we are done with that. Y'all are getting up here, making videos directed towards women, trying to convince us to lower our standards. We've been taken advantage of. We've been hurt. We've been done wrong. We have been put through the ringer. And instead of y'all doing better, y'all told us to pick better. Not only did we pick better, we picked ourselves. And we're not worried about y'all no more. And now that's a problem with y'all too. So now y'all is stepping back and telling us, well, hey, actually, never mind. Don't pick better. Because y'all want to be picked. And y'all are not worth our time.
Period.
Listen, some of y'all ladies gonna have to settle. I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but listen.
Or women can just live their lives without a man. No need to settle at all. Most of y'all are not very good in bed. You're not very good at having consistent, loving relationships. You're not very good at cleaning or cooking or taking care of yourselves. Why would a woman settle whenever she could just be alone? And the reason why men think and feel like this is because men actually need women. Because they cannot take care of themselves in an adequate way. Because their relationships with each other are often empty and leave them feeling really alone in life.
Listen, some of y'all ladies gonna have to settle. I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but listen, everybody can't have a perfect man out here. It ain't even enough of us around, like, let's be honest. So at the end of the day, we can go ahead and put that 50-50 conversation to rest, because every woman ain't gonna get 80-20, 100-0, whatever y'all thinking is gonna be 60-40. Some of y'all gonna have to go 50-50, and shit, y'all might gotta go 60-40 on your end with the man.
Y'all, we've reached a point where they're now begging women to settle for them, begging women to accept their 50-50 in their low effort. Because when I saw this video, right away, it told me that he tried to offer a woman or women his scraps and they rejected his offer. Because why else would he get on here unprovoked and tell women that they need to settle for 50-50 or even crazier 60-40 in order to have a man? They think there's such a prize to the point where you should just take anyone that you can get just to say that you have one. They don't even realize they're more trouble than they're worth. And on top of that, they want you to pay them 50 to 60% of whatever amount just to make your life more difficult. Yeah. And all they do is project their fears on women. He's sitting here trying to convince women that they should accept something that they don't want because they're desperate and they think it's better to accept a woman that they didn't really want rather than have no woman at all. He believes that you'll be miserable if you don't settle because they're the ones who wind up being miserable. And the more that women are choosing to be single, if they're not going to get what they want, the more men that are forced to be single. And they hate being single. Being single negatively impacts their lives. While you, on the other hand, you don't miss out on anything. Because as quiet as it's kept, they're the ones who directly benefit from being in a relationship with you, not the other way around. So instead of getting online trying to convince women to settle, y'all need to get a second job, if you even have a first one. Y'all need to start booking that therapy session because those days are over. Sorry.
Yeah.
Listen, some of y'all ladies gonna have to settle. I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but listen.
Or, and I want you to listen carefully, okay, when I say this. Or, we could be single. Because that's the best option. Like, nobody's so pressed to have a man in their life wreaking havoc that we would just go out and just pick one up off the street. And then y'all project this whole misery and being lonely and all this stuff due to singleness. And I really do think that that's a male thing. Like, I don't think a lot of women are just super duper miserable. I think we have 1 week throughout the month where we're like, want a man. But that's it. The rest of the month we be chilling, you know, paying attention to our hobbies, going back to school and shit, getting degrees, focusing on promotions, doing extra training to get the promotions, all this other stuff. Like, we have so much stuff going on. Nobody's just sitting in the house just thinking like, oh man, I'll take anything that God brings me just to have a man, please. It's never that serious. Like me, myself, currently, I am happiest by myself. I get to control everything that's going on in my home. There's nothing here stressing me out. There's no one here stressing me out. There's no one here expecting me to cook for them when I don't feel like cooking. There's nobody here trying to touch me when I don't feel like being touched. Why would I go out into the world and pick a man who is not going to come in here and make my life better? Why would I go out and pick a man that I had to settle for when I could just stay single? Settling is so much more of a hassle than being single. No. Just hang it up. Stop giving us this terrible ass advice. We're okay by ourselves, okay?
Why do they
All right. Bye.
40. Some of y'all gonna have to go 50-50 and shit. Y'all might gotta go 60-40 on your end.
Or we could do 100% by ourselves without the added stress, because you are already doing 100% in that type of relationship. Because whenever people talk about 50-50, 60-40, when men talk about that, they are only talking about money. They're only talking about the financials. If me, right now, by myself, I'm paying 100% of the bills, and I am doing the cooking, and I am doing the cleaning for myself, why would I get in a relationship where that man's not going to add nothing to my life, and I'm going to semi-split the bills, but yet do all of the other work? Because ask those men who's going to do the cooking. Ask them who's going to do the cleaning. Yeah. All right.
Y'all ladies gonna have to settle. I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news.
Have you lost your mind, sir? Please, sir. I know I am magically delicious, and if my significant other does not think I am magically delicious and does not want to slurp me up on a daily basis, then he can kick rocks, I say, into the nearest creek. He better, yes, every day. Okay, bye.
Listen, some of y'all ladies gonna have to settle. I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but listen.
I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but in case you haven't figured it out, women found out that having something there is not always better than having nothing at all. You want to know why? Because the something that was there caused more harm than nothing being there at all. The choice to be by yourself until what you want comes around, and being good with the fact that if it doesn't, I'm in the house, is freaking y'all out. You can no longer do the bare minimum and expect someone to be grateful for the bare minimum. And people are good with that. You all are projecting. And we all see it. You all, the men who make this argument are projecting. You're the one that is scared to lose access and die alone. Nobody needs romance in a relationship to argue or have grief or pain. I could do bad all by myself.
Listen, some of y'all ladies gonna have to settle.
Okay, no, but can we talk about it? Because while I don't have anything of substance to actually add to the conversation, I do have a question. To the males who make videos like this and post comments like this, do you like you? Do you respect you? Do you value you? Or are you settling for yourself as well and want somebody else to? And the reason why I ask that question is because I have a hard time believing that somebody who actually likes themselves and deems themselves valuable would be okay with spewing such remedial rhetoric. I have a hard time believing that. I have a hard time believing that somebody who thinks that they have value and are worth something would be okay with making a video and saying out of their mouths, y'all have to settle at some point. Just wondering.
Listen, some of y'all ladies gonna have to settle. I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but listen.
The audacity is real on this lovely Thursday morning, I see. Us ladies have some questions. I got questions about the video. I got questions, right? What's a perfect man? What is your sense of this perfect man that you were referring to in this video? Because we just need to know. Because I don't think any of us, like not one woman, TikTok or in the world, has met a perfect man that you speak of, right? Then you say we got to settle and we 50-58 and we got to settle for 60-40. How about I'm already doing 100 without a man? So why would I settle? Like, I don't understand. I am doing 100% car, play, like, I don't, without said man. So I don't understand. How about I got my own 100 and then they got their own 100. So together, shit, we got 200 and we maximize it. Or what I prefer, you keep your shit separate and I keep my shit separate because you ain't my shit over. You got yours and I got mine. And we just, you know, chilling, companionship. I don't know. See where it goes. Like, I don't know. You do know we are not in a time where it was 50, 40, 100 years ago where women were forced to be housewives and didn't have... Most of us, like, we got careers, jobs, businesses. Women are doing the damn thing, so I don't understand. Why do you think we would settle for a man for any reason? Especially right now in this day. I'm just trying to figure it out because the video has me confused. The funniest thing you said, though, was about, oh, men in jail. And listen, the men in jail, they still hooking up. You ain't know them jail calls and shit? Like, there is love in jail. And they still be treating some women better than the ones out here. And then you know the funniest part? The funniest part. Them married you be talking about, they the ones shooting they shot in my inboxes the most. The most. That is what you want us women to be, you know, looking for. That's what we're supposed to be wanting. The marriages where wives and girlfriends be unhappy. You want us to be one of them? Stop it. Stop. Like, we're okay being by ourselves because we choose not to settle. I'm okay. I've already made plenty of videos. I'll be okay with my 6 cats. I'll be okay with just raising the 2 kids I have, and I'm a single mom. I've been doing it. I don't understand. We are no longer settling for the of the men that are in the trash cans in our inboxes and really thinking that we should settle for y'all. Stop it. Thank the heavens I eat coochie too. So I got more options, so I'm gonna be all right. You ain't gotta worry about me. I'm gonna be all right.
Listen, some of y'all ladies gonna have to settle. I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news.
Who's settling? Quickly. Now, while I understand that you might believe that you deserve less, don't you go projecting that onto us. Because too many of us are perfectly content in our singlehood. We will stay in the house with a goldfish and 3 dogs before we sit over here and settle for anything less than we deserve. Try another goofy. It's given some of y'all know y'all not shit and y'all think we gonna settle. It's given that your mama deserves less and so you think that we deserve less. Huh? No. Wrong cheek. It's given y'all were emotionally stunted at such a young age and you have not grown past that and it's really embarrassing. I really want some of y'all to do better before y'all make stupid clickbait videos like this. Really embarrassing for you. It's giving you a part of that bare minimum gang and I don't like that. I don't like that because who's settling for the bare minimum? Why am I settling for something that I can already give myself? What added benefit do you...
Exactly.
I don't even got to ask what you bring to the table because it's clearly judging by this video that some of y'all bring absolutely nothing. Headache. Leave me alone. Goodbye. Go to hell.
Listen, some of y'all ladies gonna have to settle. I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but listen.
Do I hear the eruptions of a 4B movement for the United States? If you don't know what 4B is, in Korea, there are women just opting out from men altogether because of the misogyny, the patriarchy, the abuse, the unbalancedness in a relationship. I think I just heard the buddings of a 4B movement in America. If this man spends a minute to say, hey, some of y'all ladies ain't gonna get it. Some of these men are in jail. Some of us men are already married, so you're just gonna have to take whatever. What do you think?
Working.
That's what I'm thinking. 4B.
Like, let's be honest.
I think men are way too comfortable sleeping next to people who resent them, which is essentially what settling leads to. But putting that aside, I believe the reason that a lot of cishet men think that being alone is worse than being with someone who makes you hate your life is because they don't date men. And because they don't date men, they severely underestimate just how much being with the wrong man can screw up your life. I've noticed that on average, when a woman settles for a man, nothing totally consequential happens to his life. But a man who is settled for a woman is going to make it extremely apparent in a variety of detrimental ways. When some men get with the wrong woman, their lives can be negatively changed for a season. But when a woman gets with the wrong man, the trajectory of her life can change for its duration. Fellas, I'm telling you, when women say that they would rather be alone, they are not lying, they are not bluffing. And I think a lot of men are in deep denial about their impact on women's lives, mainly due to patriarchy and byproduct of that, misogyny. But yeah, I mean, getting on the internet and openly admitting that men ain't shit and they need women more than women need them is a choice, but you do you, boo.
Please go down in the comment section and share your thoughts. Love to know what you think about this conversation and the women's reaction down in the comment section. But please keep it respectful. Here on the channel, we're allowed to disagree, but we do it in a respectful way. So go ahead, feel free to share your opinion, okay? Different opinions are welcome here. But man, I love all the ladies, and there were even more stitches, but we're just going to leave it here. There's going to be a part 2, so we're going to hear the men's reaction because there's going to be the men's reaction to this. But the thing is that a lot of men still can't comprehend how women now are moving to being alone, securing their own bag, living their best life without needing a man. I remember having this conversation with a male friend the other day, and it was like, how can women be saying that they don't need a man, they don't want to get married, they don't want kids, and all that they are just going to be lonely. And I'm like, and what is wrong with being alone? Being alone doesn't mean you're lonely. And that's what most of these men don't understand, because they being alone, they are lonely. And they've not gotten to that place where they've learned to love themselves, heal their trauma. And what they don't get, and I feel like that's what's actually changing this entire movement and narrative for women, is that women were doing the mental, the emotional, the spiritual, and the financial work. We're healing our traumas. So that has helped us to know who we are, identify who we are, and what we want out of life. So in that place, we've embraced ourselves, we've loved ourselves, we have the right circle among us that we can see ourselves being alone and nothing is going to happen. Like, we're fine being alone. Unlike back in our mother's days and back in the days where they used to scare women or getting into a relationship, into marriage, or fear of being alone. But now, this era, we are loving ourselves. You see, women are traveling by themselves, solo travelers. Women, they're securing their bags themselves. Women are clocking it like, you know what, I don't want kids. And I feel like this is not sitting well with men. We've heard of the whole epidemic going on with men being lonely, dying alone and all that. And I feel like some of them are really scared. I feel like some of them are really scared. And for this man to come on the Beyonce internet to talk like, oh, we have to settle. We don't have to settle. We are fine. We don't need marriage. We are fine. We already clocked all the things he was saying. And we get like, oh, you know what? Yes, there's no 100% men out there. And it's fine. It's on you people. If you people choose to continue to be the bum, continue to be the Ray-Rays, continue to be the Dusties, it's fine. You're just going to deal with it by being alone. And we're just going to be fine with being by ourselves. Why can't he comprehend that we are fine? They don't get it. And then some of you guys say, oh, that's not, but you are married. Google how married women live their life in Nigeria. In my culture, women are not allowed to speak vocally the way I do. Like, society frowns at what I do. But you know what? Because I know who I am, what I am, my husband knows. He can shut me up. He can tell me, oh, I don't like this. And if I like it, I'll do it. Because I am fine. And there's one thing, people always ask me that what has kept my relationship or my marriage this long. The one thing is that my husband knows that there's divorce on the table. He knows if he doesn't treat me right, I'll walk away. Like, I am not scared of it. I am not scared of divorce. So that's one of the secret. Like, I am not scared of it. I'm not scared of divorce. I'm not scared of being alone. I love myself. I love being by myself. I love my space. I'm hustling. He knows. So, anyway, guys, I'm going to say more in the next part of this video. So go check out the part 2 of this video of men's reaction. But let me know what you think about this conversation and the women's reaction. And just go ahead and share your thoughts. Share this video with somebody that you want to be part of the conversation. Ladies, share this video because a lot of women need to clock this. Like, a lot of women need to clock this because there are still some women, especially in my society, in my culture, that still fear what this man is pushing on. And I feel like a lot of women need to get it. They need to come to the side. The genuine happiness where you're happy from within, you love yourself from within. Like, you guys don't understand how good that feels. I'm going to share more of this with you guys over. Anyway, guys, go ahead and share this video. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Please like this video because this helps YouTube to push out the content for more people and more women to see this video and join in the conversation. So please do that. And that also helps this channel and help these girls. So go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed to this channel. And I'll see you guys in my next video because please comment, share, give it a thumbs up, and subscribe if you haven't. I'll see you guys in my next video. Deuces.